What you and I are looking at, well, let's clarify. We're looking at systolic and diastolic blood pressure. This study was conducted in spontaneously hypertensive rodents with the main desire for the outcome to have the same effect in spontaneously hypertensive humans. Now, all we have here is basically the consumption of lemon juice, now lemonade, lemon juice, and or citric acid. The filled in square, as you follow a line down, the big black square there, is 100 milligrams per kilogram body weight of citric acid. However, though, I kind of prefer the food sources a little bit more. It's the same amount of citric acid per kilogram at 100 milligrams. It doesn't get the exact same result, but I feel more comfortable with it. And that's the triangle itself. Now, that is just after, follow the time, 9 hours. That is literally phenomenal. Can you imagine how easy this test would be to replicate in a medical setting to see if exactly this works for a particular individual or not, i.e. medical setting? That is just amazing. With a food-based substance which is readily available for many individuals. So, without further ado, let's get right into the study right itself, because citric acid and lemon juice, to get those results, wow, that's why I enjoy sharing this with you. It's one of those studies that just kind of went under the radar. But let us begin. All right. Antihypertensive, vasorelaxant effects of citric acid, lemon juice, and spontaneously hypertensive rats in vivo and ex vivo studies. Let's go right to the backstory. Why lemon juice? What clued him in? All right. Several reports have demonstrated a relationship between lemon juice and blood pressure. Among Turkish patients with hypertension using alternative therapies, 40% drank lemon juice to ameliorate their high blood pressure. Here's the footnotes. In addition, a significant negative correlation was observed between lemon consumption and systolic blood pressure in healthy Japanese women. Feeding spontaneously hypertensive rats, SHR, you'll see that designation quite often through the research, diluted lemon juice ad libitum, means for they just drink as they desire, for 90 days tended to suppress the blood pressure as well. However, such studies did not confirm the antihypertensive effects of lemon juice. Henceforth, this study. The major nutrients of lemon juice included carbohydrates and organic acids, with most abundant organic acid being citric acid. We'll get into the equivalent in a second. According to the Food Composition Database, which is based on the standard tables of food composition in Japan 2020. Citric acid, real interesting side notes here. Citric acid plays a central role in the citric acid cycle, Krebs cycle, ATP cycle, so on and so forth, to generate energy in all aerobic, depends on your bias, what you want to call it, in all aerobic organisms. In addition, it has antioxidant properties that reduce the risk of chronic diseases, such as heart disease and cancer, through, their words, not mine, neutralization of harmful free radicals, and helps prevent the formation of kidney stones through chelation of calcium ions. Work with your medical professional. However, quote, we cannot find any reports on the hypertensive effects of citric acid itself. So henceforth, the search. Methods. All right, this is kind of like the breakdown so you can see how much citric acid is in lemon juice, but let's cut to the chase on here. Corresponding to about 35.4 grams of lemon juice, about 1.25 ounce used would be in individuals if the study was conducted in people per se. And the composition of citric acid in lemon juice per 100 grams. So if you read that right, 4,506 milligrams per 100 grams, about 3.5 ounces as far as the equivalent, approximate equivalent. Just like, for example, the 35.4 grams of lemon juice, approximate equivalent, about 1.25 ounces, depending on the circumstances. And you see AFR is a lower citric acid content. That's used in the study to basically try to find out, is there something else to it, or is it the citric acid itself? Well, citric acid, as you see, played a major role. Conclusion. The major hypertensive component of lemon juice in the spontaneously hypertensive rodents was citric acid. The contribution of antihypertensive components other than citric acid, K, which is not vitamin K, potassium, vitamin C, the flavonoids, and GABA to the blood pressure lowering effect of lemon juice was considered insufficient owing to their low contents. Citric acid mainly acts on the endothelium of the aorta in spontaneously hypertensive rodents and causes vasodilation. Orally administered citric acid absorbed quickly into the body, reaching a maximum concentration of, remember we're doing on rodents here, 40 micrograms per milliliter, indicating the expected vasorelaxant effect of citric acid in vivo. This report indicates the common citric acid may ameliorate blood pressure elevation. However, the mechanism and range of applications of citric acid remains unclear, and further research is required to validate its results, which looks like it's pretty easy to do, i.e., in a medical setting. That's my caveat. A couple of interesting highlights in regard to what they looked at in regard to lemon juice as far as other factors which may benefit. Hypertension per se. K, again, looking at potassium. Now, vitamin K is widely recognized. Vitamin K plays a role in a lot of many things positive too. Highly recognized as a hypotensive mineral and major hypertensive component in the diet. Recently, flavonoids, such as gamma-aminobutyric acid in lemon juice, have been reported to exhibit antihypertensive effects as well. Footnotes, I'm pulling out some of the highlights just to save time. The antihypertensive effects of vitamin C have been reported, and average daily intake of 500 milligrams has been shown to improve blood pressure in adults significantly. Lactobacillus fermented lemon juice, i.e., which has a high GABA content, has been shown as well to have anti-hypertensive effects. So what your takeaway here is something very, very simple, almost too simple. To have a food-based substance which is high in citric acid and be able to have that incredible, in fact, let's bring up that chart once again, that incredible effect, at least in this animal model, in reducing systolic and diastolic blood pressure so rapidly after 9 hours is just a phenomenally powerful potential tool in the future if it correlates well with human studies, the treatment of hypertension. Just can you imagine that? Just someone for whatever reason, under the guise of a medical professional, I keep on needing the caveats in there, just needed to take an ounce or 2 ounces or whatever is of lemon juice, or drink a small amount of lemon juice per day to maintain a healthy status. That is just so beautiful. Again, incredible research done quite often, gets overlooked, can be huge impact for basically an untold number of people, but yet still just the same can help many, many, many people all across the board. Again, you have to give gratitude to the researchers for actually looking into this, going to the backstory, and designing or basically the study in order to come out with the outcome, which is easily repeatable. And as always, too, I look forward to seeing what you and I share next week. And I'm humble you watch, at least to this point, and I'll humble you watch the whole thing, or I'll humble you watch any point, but you get the picture. Again, gratitude, thank you, and look forward to seeing you all once again next week. Catch you next time. Bye.